Today we're going to go through a lovely Yinyasa class so that we will be moving through our really relaxing, amazing yin practice. Before we get into the yin practice, we will be moving through a very gentle, relaxing flow. Today's goal, it's our focus today, is to work on the chest, shoulders, and neck. A couple weeks ago, the last time I posted a Yinyasa class, I said we were going to do the focus on those muscle groups, the upper body, and are doing that today. The only thing that you need for class is a couple of pillows. That's it. You don't need anything else. If you have some fun little props that you like to use for Shavasana, yes, but for your Yinyasa classes, go for it. You don't need anything, however, other than your pillows. Let's get started. We will begin in just a comfortable seat. Take your time getting somewhere in a nice space that's quiet, hopefully. Sometimes that's easier said than done these days, finding a quiet place. But get comfortable on your mat. Take a little time to settle in. Close your eyes. And take some deep breaths. Breathing in through your nose. And breathing out through your nose. Feels so nice just to find a little moment of quiet and stillness. Perfect. Let's draw the shoulders up towards the ears. You can keep the eyes closed here. I'm not going to do anything tricky. And then roll the shoulders back. Let's do this a couple more times. Still sitting tall. Lifting the shoulders and then rolling them down the back. 2 more. Last one. Great. Perfect. Now, again, it doesn't matter what shape the legs are taking. So we're just going to get a comfortable leg shape. For me, it's easy pose. For you, it might be wide legs. It might be legs out. It might be butterfly pose. Just find something comfortable for the legs, okay? We're going to take the hands out in front of us, not far, far away. Just a couple, maybe half a foot out in front if you have that flexibility. If you're way, way in close here, this is fine as well. We're going to take the hands down to the floor, if we can, and then find a little seated cat-cow here. So this is different than we sometimes play with this seated cat-cow when we have our hands maybe on the knees, and that's fine. You can definitely take the hands to the knees. We're a little deeper if we take the hands to the floor and we use the floor to push away for that cat version, still rounding in the back. And then we use the floor to kind of pull us forward for that cow. When you come up for that cow option to either look up or just look forward. Totally up to you. Let's just do this a couple more times. We're getting more into the upper body here. So when we do this version of our cat-cow, we can concentrate a little bit more on the upper back. Let's do one more. Great, that's each way. Perfect. And then we'll come to a neutral place. And then take your time coming forward into a table pose. So this is all up to your flexibility, how you arrive in table. But we're coming to all fours. Once you arrive in all fours, instead of going into another cat-cow, let's instead go side to side. So you're going to tip your head and your shoulders one direction, and you're going to let your hips come that same direction, almost like you want to take your nose to your hip bone. Obviously, we're not going to get there, and that's totally fine. We're just opening up the side body. You'll go back and forth between the two, just like in when you do a cat-cow, following your breath. you're doing this, make sure that you're pulling up in the belly and the chest. We're not, sinking in the spine here. We're lifting up so that we're in a nice neutral back as we move side to side. Let's do one more each way. One more. And then we come back to the center. Great. Let's tuck the toes under and find a down dog. Coming up and back. Take some deep breaths and move around in your dog. For me, that means lifting one heel and then the opposite heel. Just kind of getting the back of the legs working. Perfect. Walk your feet up to the top of the mat. Feet are going to be about hips width or slightly wider apart. And then we'll roll it up one vertebrae at a time. Arms will come up. I'm going to move back just so you can see me a little bit better. Move back, bring the arms up, palms come up, hands come together and down to heart center. Cool. Now, let's take our right elbow and you're going to bring the right arm up. Let's see. We're going to take the right arm up. We're going to give ourselves a pat on the back with that hand. The elbow is poking up. Nice. And just take a deep breath there. Knit the rib cage in and let your tailbone be heavy. Doesn't have to point down or anything. Just let your tailbone relax. Take a deep breath. Great. Now we're going to hold on with our left hand. We're going to hold on to the right elbow. And we're going to lift it up and over. We're going to hang out here for a couple of breaths. So what I want us to think about is lifting up from the rib cage on up. We're going to lift up and over. So this is pretty active. This isn't you cranking it over and then just like, going to sleep. So stay really active here. Maybe opening the chest up to the right just a little bit. And breathe. Our left hand is just resting on the right elbow. We're not pulling it over necessarily. We're just letting it rest. And we're using the natural weight of the left arm to add to this stretch. Take one more deep breath. Great. Bring it back to the center nice and slow, and then let's switch it out. First, just bending the left elbow and giving yourself that pat on the back. And we'll just hang out there. Take a couple deep breaths. Feel the tricep and the underarm start to open up. So it starts to open up this area in our arm and our chest. And then when we hang on, right hand to left elbow, and then we use that right hand to just start to tip us over and we open up the chest to the left. Then we get a little bit deeper. Nice. Couple deep breaths here. This is a really relaxing flow that I have for us today. It's pretty gentle, even compared to what we normally do. Let's come all the way up. We'll free the left arm and then roll both shoulders back. Great. Cool. Now let's get a little baseline with the back of our legs. I know that sounds odd because we're going to be going into the upper body, right? We've promised to go into the upper body. But you'll feel this opening and this connection through the entire back of the body if we start to open up the back of the legs. So there's a method to the madness here. First thing we're going to do, if you're iffy on your balance, hold on to something, okay? A wall, a chair, something that's really sturdy, okay? If you have trouble with balance. Another thing we can do, we would just bring the feet in very narrow. If we have trouble with our balance, we'll just keep the feet narrow, okay? The third option, which is a little bit more tricky, we're going to take our right ankle, you're going to cross it over the left, and then you're going to plant the entire right foot to the floor. So it's not enough to have the right toes attached to the floor, or one side of the arch of your right foot, or, it needs to be flat from corner to corner, arch to arch. You need to be flat on your feet here. So take a couple deep breaths. If you're twisted up, if you're not twisted up and you just have those feet narrow, that's fine. Again, you're going to find that grounding where you have all 4 points on hands to our hip creases and just breathe. Get a little bit taller. Awesome. Take a deep breath. This seems silly, but it's not. This is work. This is work that's happening here in your body. Then take your hands to your shoulders and pull the elbows back. Can you do that without arching your spine? Keep the ribcage knitted in. Keep the abdominals in. And pull those elbows behind you. So you should feel the collarbones start to widen. The shoulder blades open up a little bit, even as they come together. One more deep breath. Great. Now, we're going to take both arms up overhead. And since you're not going to be able to see me because my arms are going to be above the screen, I'm going to hold on to my right wrist with my left hand with my arms up overhead. So I'm going to hang on to my right wrist, left hand. Arms are coming up. And if you still have it, you can tip yourself again to the left, using just a gentle pull on that right wrist, pulling it over to the left. Perfect. We're going to come back to this a little later, this position with the legs, doing something else. So just take a couple deep breaths right now. Perfect. Come all the way back up, and then free the arms. Roll the shoulders back. Free your feet. Actually, you know what? Keep them rolled up. We got that right foot in front of the left. Let's keep it there. Now, from here, we're going to softly bend the knees. So give yourself a little bit of space. Softly bend the knees. You're going to start to fold in half here. Now, everybody's at a different spot with their flexibility, right? So if you can touch the floor and you can fold directly in half, do that, right? Allow your head to fall down and just hang there. If you're like me and folding in half isn't going to work out so well right now for your body, hands can come to the thighs or your shins, and you can just pause here. So what we want to think about, turn to the side just in case you need to see me. So what we want to think about here is we're lengthening through the upper back of our legs, so the back of our upper legs, from the hamstrings and the glutes, and you breathe. You might feel your balance kind of teetering a little side to side. Again, if that becomes really distracting, just unwind your feet. Feet can be right next to each other, and you can do the same thing. You can still lift up in the hips and feel that length in the back of your legs. Here we go. A couple more breaths. Last one. Perfect. Slowly lift on up. Great. Free your feet. Shake them out. Let's do the other side. So we're first coming into narrow feet. Check out your balance. How do you feel? If you're good to go, left foot in front of right this time. Planting both feet on the floor, all four corners of each foot on the floor. Once you're set, take a deep breath. Hands to the hips. Awesome. Hands to the shoulders. Pull the elbows back. Rib cage stays in. Tailbone is strong. Great. Nice. Pulling those elbows back. Now, arms come up overhead. We're hanging on to the left wrist this time with the arms up overhead. And then if we feel good, we can tip ourselves to the right if you have the balance for that. Don't let it ruin your day if you have to bring both feet to their respective sides. This is fine. You're still getting what you need out of this. One more deep breath. Great. Go ahead and come all the way up. Free the arms. Shake the shoulders out. Let's fold in half. Maybe with the feet still twisted up. Maybe you've got to free those feet. I'm going to go a little higher in this one. And again, think about lifting from the back of your hips. Lift your booty up to the ceiling, lengthening the back of your legs. And we have that support. Either hands on the floor or hands on our thighs or our shins. 2 more deep breaths. And then slowly rise. Come all the way up. Great. Go ahead and unwind. Shake it up. Wonderful. Let's slowly release the knees and sink back towards the heels into a child's pose. Find your child's pose. And just relax. Perfect. Let's slowly rise, taking your time. Coming all the way. Sink the legs around in front of us and find a butterfly pose. Soles of the feet together. Knees nice and wide out to either side. A couple things you can play with here. I think it's comfortable to have my knees floating. If you're not in that same camp, you can always stick one pillow under each knee so that you have some support. You can always also sit on a pillow if you like. Soles of the feet together. We're going to get into the back here. So even though right now we're in the hips, right? With the butterfly pose, we're going to get into our back. So hold on to whatever you've got. So that might be your upper part of your shins. That might be your ankles. It could be your feet. Hang on to whatever you have. And you're going to lengthen your chest forward towards your computer, towards your phone, whatever you're watching this on. Lengthen your chest towards it. Feel that your tailbone is reaching back behind you. Right? So we're leaning forward. Yes. And we have our tailbone reaching behind us, and our chest is reaching forward. Now, we're not coming down here, so resist the urge to come down. You're just getting a little bit of tension. This is not strictly yin, but it will be in a moment. Take a couple deep breaths. Yin is usually not active stretching, and this is definitely an active stretch. Take a deep breath. Take another deep breath. Great. Now, let's turn this into an upper body opener and very yin. We're going to fold forward and round forward. Now, when I say this, you're going to have to let go of whatever we're holding on to. So whether you're holding on to the shins or your feet or whatever, no longer using that to pull us forward. Instead, we're allowing the spine to round. We're letting the head get so heavy. And we're taking it forward. Now, for you, that might be all the way up here, right? You might be like, chin into my chest. This is my forward fold. Go with it, baby. Okay? Go with what you've got. If this is you, this is you. This is your practice. Okay? Take some deep breaths. Wherever you are. Let yourself relax. Let your spine round. Let your head get heavy. So part of the whole, this whole upper body opener, so this upper back into our neck, we have to let go of the neck. If we're trying to hold our head up, we're using neck muscles. So let those neck muscles go. Allow yourself to rest. We're going to be here for about a minute or so. I'm not going to talk during that minute. Allow yourself to hang in space. Allow yourself to slowly come a little bit at a time. Great. Yes. the legs, maybe bring both knees up towards each other. You can either extend the legs out long, or maybe you have the knees bent and you do a little windshield wiper. That internal rotation of the knee can feel really good after it being out wide for your butterflies. Take some deep breaths. Great. Now, let's have our right leg, move my cushions here. We're going to have our right leg out to the side. I'm going to bring my left foot in. We're going to be in this position for a little while. We'll do a couple of things here. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to take our right hand, just let it rest on top of your right thigh. Right? It's very light. Take a couple deep breaths. Sit up tall. We're going to turn to our left. At the same time, I'm going to slide my right hand to the inside of my right leg. And the left arm is going to swing around behind me. We're going to first start not yin, which means really active. We're sitting up really, really tall. We're looking over our left shoulder. Perfect. Now, we're going to take the hands. You're going to stay in your twist. We're going to take the hands and we're going to cross the arms. Doesn't matter which arm is on top. Cross the arms one over the other. And then slowly unwind just until you feel the stretch let go. So we have tension on the spine, spiraling up the spine as we twist, right? So we're going to let go of that twist. We're going to let go of that tension. You're going to unwind. I'm still angled over my left knee. We're not using any arms. That's why we actually have the arms crossed in front of us. We're sitting up tall. I'm closing my eyes. I'm going to relax my shoulders. My right foot's going to start to relax. My left knee is going to start to relax. Remember, if your left knee cannot handle floating in space, you're tucking something underneath it. In fact, I'm going to leave it there. It feels really good. Take some deep breaths. I have my torso angled over to the left. I can stay here for quite a while. So that's how you want to gauge whether you're in this too far or not far enough, is you should be able to sit here like you're watching TV or watching your dog or your cat play outside or something that you find entertaining, okay? You're watching them and you can stay watching for a long time. And this is it. You've arrived. Take a couple deep breaths. This is a very soft twist, a very soft opener for our mid-back. Just relax. Take some deep breaths. You can close your eyes if that feels good. Again, I'm going to go quiet here. Just breathe. Slowly bring it back to the center. Release your hold on your arms. Maybe give things a shake out. I'm going to free my right leg, which feels really good. I will bring it in, and I'm going to send my left leg out to the side. And because I liked the way that felt under my right knee, or my other knee, I'm going to stick it underneath my right knee. Feels really good. You do not have to do that. And if your knee and your thigh go all the way to the floor, this side I'm a little more flexible, so that's the case for me. I don't have a lot more space underneath it, you could just go free bird, right? You do not need a pillow. I'm going to use a pillow because it did feel really nice. All right, first our active stretch, okay? Left hand rests on the left thigh. We're going to start to turn, to spin. My hand slides down to the inside of my left thigh, and my right hand comes behind me, excuse me. I'm sitting up really, really tall, and maybe I'm looking over my right shoulder. So this is the active portion of our twist. This is pretty, not deep, but it's definitely something you wouldn't be able to fall asleep in. You would need to concentrate on holding this. That's how you know it's an active stretch. You have to use brain power to stay in place. Great. One more deep breath. Exhale, slowly unwind. Perfect. Just like with the other side, we're going to cross arms over each other. You don't have to get fancy and try to remember what arm you had on top last time. It doesn't matter. Go ahead and relax the left leg. My right knee is relaxed. I'm going to turn. Maybe first I'll find my full twist, and then I'll be like, nope, that's really deep. And then I slowly start to unwind it until I can feel the stretch let go. Once I feel like I can maintain that turn with no brain power whatsoever, again, you could potentially fall asleep here. This is when you found your spot. For me, that's angled over the right knee. Once you find that spot, relax the shoulders. Go through your checklist. Your checklist kind of runs down the body. Just checking off. The ribs are comfortable. The hips are even. My left leg and my right leg are both relaxed. Maybe you close your eyes. And again, we'll just relax here. We'll just take some time here. Awesome. Slowly come back to the center. Relax the arms, shake the shoulders out. Bring your leg in. Whatever you need to do to shake out the legs. Maybe that's a windshield wiper. Maybe that's just stretching the legs out. Moving them around. Great. We're going to stay sitting here. So if you are having trouble sitting in place, you can always sit on a pillow. I'm going to do it because I've got it, right? Again, I'm practicing in my own home. Why would I not be comfortable here? I'm going to sit on a pillow. You do not have to. You can do whatever you want. The opposite pillow, we won't need. Sitting tall on our pillow or comfortably. Again, the legs are doing whatever we want, whatever is most comfortable for you. Something that you can hang out in for a little while. We're going to go into the shoulders here. I'm going to start by first just taking the shoulders forward, up and back, and just check out maybe if they're a little bit more open than perhaps at the beginning of our practice. Great. One more time, forward, up, roll it back. Cool. All right. Now, getting a little bit more into the neck and the shoulders. I'm going to start with the right side. First, I'm going to tip my head to the left. Not going to do anything with the left arm. The left hand is just going to relax. Right? Take some deep breaths. Both shoulders are relaxed. Notice if your shoulder starts to come up towards your ear. Give it some space. Breathe. Now, if you want a little more, right now your chin should be in a neutral spot. If you want to go a little deeper, you're going to take your chin maybe an inch up. So you shouldn't be able to see your ceiling. That would be too far, right? So we have our chin neutral. And just go maybe an inch or two up. This is it. You still wouldn't be able to see your ceiling unless you really looked up with your eyeballs, okay? Now, with my right hand, I'm going to take my right arm out to the side at an angle, like we're trying to tickle the floor with our fingertips. And then I'm going to go palm up. And right away, you're going to feel your collarbone open on the right side, down your neck into your collarbone. It's exactly what we want. So think about pulling your thumb on your right hand more down towards the floor. It doesn't have to touch it. Floor isn't even the goal. It's the feeling, it's that sensation. Try to resist the urge to really stretch the fingers and get this like crazy active stretching our fingers because our hand is going to start to cramp pretty soon. So just keep the fingers soft and relaxed as we start to open up. We'll be here for a couple breaths, so just breathe. If you wanted it up, I'm telling you, that inch or two up makes a big difference. You're going to feel that a lot on the right side. The more intense this feels for you, the more you want to hang out here. Okay? So take some deep breaths. Unless you have sharp shooting, ouchie, I'm going to need surgery after this pain, and then you unwind a little bit. Great. Now, still with our palm up, go ahead and do a thumbs up. So we'll bring all 4 fingers in and we're going to leave our thumb free. And then we're going to turn our hand so that our thumb is pointing down. So thumbs down. Notice that my chin is still in place. My head is still tipped over to the left. And then we're going to go thumbs up. So you're adding a little movement here. Turn to the side just in case can't see me very well. So we go thumbs down and thumbs up. Naturally, just in our society, we tend to live our life with the shoulder rolled forward, which would be our thumbs down, right? Nothing wrong with that. We just tend to live there a little bit more than maybe we ought to, right? So as we spin the hand open, and we go thumbs up and the thumb a little bit behind us, we start to feel that shoulder roll open and those muscles that maybe we don't normally use. And you're going back and forth, guys. Those muscles that we don't normally use to keep that shoulder open are having to work. That's why it feels intense. Go one more each way. Perfect. Now just relax your arm and use your left fingertips to your left temple, and then fingertips are going to lift you back up. So we're not using any neck strength. I know that sounds silly, but honestly it feels really good if you can just let go and use the fingers to lift you up. Great. Take a couple of breaths just in stillness, not moving either side. Just allow everything to relax. You don't have to freeze. Just relax. Perfect. Let's do the other side. We'll tip our head over to the right. And pause there. No arm movement yet. Just feel everything start to open up. Maybe if you're really tight, you might even feel this go up behind your ear into your skull a little bit. If you're really, really tight through there, if you have a lot of tension headaches can sometimes their origin from stress, hence tension, headache, right? If you want to, you can tip your chin slightly up, just a little bit. Nice. And here's where we really see how one side does over the other. Let's go ahead and take the left arm out. We're reaching the left fingertips down towards the floor. I have my palm up. My fingers are pretty relaxed. We're not to overextend through the fingers to get a big reach. Not necessary. Keep the hand and the fingers relaxed. Just notice what that feels like. One side versus the other. Again, we're going to make that thumbs up. All four fingers except for your thumb are coming in towards the palm. We're going to taking the thumb back behind us. We pause there. So before you go back and forth, just pause there. And just notice what this side feels like. I notice how tight my thumb is extending into my wrist on this side. What do you notice for yourself? And then we'll go back and forth. So we're going thumbs down, shoulders rotating forward naturally, just naturally does. You don't have to exaggerate that. And then we're going thumb up and a little behind us. Oh, that feels terrible in a really good way on this side. I must be very tight through here. Yes. Let's do one more each direction. Pause. Awesome. Keep your head tilted. Let's go ahead and bring the arm in. Relax. Great. And then using the right fingertips to the temple. Let's lift our head up using the fingertips only. And then again, just rest in stillness there. Don't make any drastic moves. It's not necessary. Let the muscles in your neck and your shoulders settle. Great. All right. So let's take the chin down into our chest. Taking it down. Sitting up tall. So what I just noticed for myself is that I was leaning back, right, in my upper back, in my mid back. So sit up tall and just let the chin dip down. And then let's do our neck circles. And then we'll add to our neck circles. But for now, just roll with it. It feels good. If you find a particularly delicious place where you're like, oh, wow, am I tight through there? Pause there for a couple breaths, my friends. Give yourself a moment in that spot so you can release it, and then move on with your neck circles. Let's go one more all the way around. No rush. Do not feel rushed here. If you want to take more, you can always pause the video, and it's your practice. The next time your head is down in your chest, make sure that you still have integrity in the spine. You're still sitting up tall. And then let's start to roll the other way. If you don't remember which way you went, you know, it's not good. Your head's not going to twist up if you do the same direction again. Great. Let's go one more all the way around. shape. When your head comes back down into your chest, just leave it there, still sitting up tall. And then we'll look forward back into a neutral place. Perfect. I'm going to move my leg. You do not have to. Again, we're hanging out here for a little bit. We're still in the shoulders. We're still in the neck. I'm just going to free my leg because it's going to sleep. All right. Sitting up tall. We're going to take our arms. First, we're going to take our right arm underneath the left arm. You're going to hold on to opposite shoulder blades. So this is your option one. All right. Option two, back of the hands together. See how I did that? Just lifted my hands up, back of my hands together. Don't do any weird contortion to get your hands together. Okay, this is supposed to be relaxing. So backs of the hands together. If they don't touch, who cares? If you want to go further, we can go into full eagle arms by twisting it up like a little double helix. Okay? Now, let me turn to the side so you can see me on this one. We went right under left. Okay. Once you're in place, whether you have your hands holding onto the shoulder blades, backs of the hands together, or you're in your eagle arms, relax your fingers. And then let your hands fall away from your face. So what that's going to do is it's going to start to pull gently on the back of your shoulders, and we're going to get into that space in between our shoulder blades. Take some deep breaths. Now, those of you who have practiced with me before, you know that sometimes we lean forward and we do things like that. We're not going to do that this time. Instead, we're going to keep our spine either neutral, hands falling away from your face, right? Or you're going to start to look up. Great. So we're taking a little bit different direction here. So we look up. See what that feels like. Now, everybody, all of us, are going to take it forward. So let your head come forward first, and then you start to tip in half. Even if, and like I said, if you've practiced with me before, you know that sometimes this lessens the stretch, right? We don't care today. That's not why we're doing it this way. We're actually going to let the weight of our arms kind of pull gently, again, on that space in between the shoulder blades, which is why we don't have any prop underneath us right now. You're letting the back round. Your head is falling forward in towards your chest. Take 2 more deep breaths there. Great. And then sitting up tall, let's free the hands. We're going to go palms up as you take the arms out to either side. And then start to take the hands behind you. So you're really, really opening up the chest here. And again, you're opening up the shoulder. You're rolling the shoulder back and open naturally. Perfect. We're breathing. Still doing it. Still lifting the chest. 1 more deep breath. And then relax. Great. Shake the shoulders out just to even yourself out. Whatever you need to do to get rid of it. I'm going to turn to the other side just so we can kind of still be even here. Perfect. Here we go. Arms out to either side. We're going left arm under right this time. And then we either hang on to opposite shoulders, so you know where we're going with this, backs of the hands, or full eagle arms. It doesn't matter if you get into eagle arms, people. Don't do weird things with your fingers so that you can stay together, and it's silly. You don't need to do that here. This is yin. You're in your own home. Who are you trying to impress? Now what? Relax. Let the hands fall away from the face. I was going to say the feet. Let your hands fall away from your face. Nice. We'll start by lifting the chest and looking up. We're not here for very long. Take some deep breaths. Great. Now, opposite. Bring the head slowly down into our chest and then forward. We let the arms continue to fall away from us. It's the weight of those forearms falling away from us that gives us that opening in between the shoulder blades. Okay, this works even if we have the hands on opposite shoulders. In fact, it's more comfortable. Just feel yourself breathe into the back of the body. Breathe into that space in between your shoulder blades. Feel that space widen and expand. Perfect. One more deep breath. And then start to take it up, one vertebrae at a time. We're going to free the hands. We're just going to be different on this side. We're going to keep the elbows bent. We're going cactus arms out to either side, and my palms are going to stay out. We're still going to pull the elbows back behind us. Pinkies back behind us. Lift the chest. Don't look up. We don't need to look up. I'm just lifting the chest here, getting really expansive. Two more breaths. One more big breath, and then let it go. Nice. Shake the shoulders out. Deep breaths here. Cool. All right. Now one more move. We're going to come down onto the mat. We'll do that last little bit, and then we'll go into our Shavasana. I'll set you up for Shavasana. Now for this, I'm going to use a pillow. You will not use a pillow. I'm using a pillow because I can't lay flat on the floor anymore. You are going to not use a pillow, and you will lay flat on the floor. You move my other pillow off to the side. I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see me. You'll be legs out in front of you, the length of your mat. And you're going to lay all the way down onto your floor. I'm going to use my other pillow too, actually. All the way down onto the floor. Great. If I can never get comfortable, here we go. I have a feeling I won't be comfortable for the next 4 months. We'll see. All right, we have the feet on the mat. Knees are bent. Your arms are going to go out to either side and cactus arms, just where we were. We just visited cactus arms, okay? Now, because I'm floating on a pillow, my elbows and my hands aren't touching the floor. Yours probably are. It's fine if they're not. So we're going to let everything kind of open up nice and wide. And we're just going to let the backs of our hands, backs of the wrists, and our elbows just lay gently on the floor, out to either side. This is it. This is all we have to do. Allow yourself to melt into the floor. Let's start. We have the feet on the mat, the knees are bent. Let's tip. We are going, that was a combination of we're going to and let's. So let's tip our knees to the right. So go ahead and tip those knees for me. That'll be here. Tip the knees to the right. We're keeping our cactus arms. Now, up to you how far apart those knees are. So from our wide-footed position, our feet hips width, you let the hips just tip, or so the knees just tip, and you move the hips a little bit, you're going to get a fairly decent twist in the spine. As long as that feels good on your back, you're in a happy place. Same with the knee. As long as the left knee is okay here, you're great. You're good to go. This is it. You've arrived. We'll be here for a minute or so. Now, if that's not so good, your left knee, let's say, is talking to you, maybe we stack the left knee on top of the right for your hips or your back to make it a little easier. You can also plant the left foot and let the left knee just be up, pointing up to the ceiling. And that's kind of a happy medium, right? So you don't have to open things up. Listen to your body. Listen to your joints. Don't try to fit yourself into a round hole if you're a square peg today. It's not necessary. And just breathe here. Again, I'm going to go quiet. But before I do, if you want to get a full spinal twist, we can turn our head. We still have our arms and cactus arms. We the left. This is optional. I'm going to do it. I'm going dark. I'm going white. Great. Go ahead and bring your head back to the center first. Then let your knees return to the center. Keep your arms where they are. Great. Let's tip the knees to the opposite side. Make your adjustments so that you feel comfortable and happy here. And then once your torso and your lower half is in a nice spot, then we'll turn our head to the right this time. And again, I'm going to be quiet for almost a minute. Can you believe it? And just take some deep breaths once you arrive. Let's bring our head back to the center. Knees will return to the center. Allow your arms to relax. They can sit wherever they want to. For me, that's going to be down at my sides today. Allow your feet to go a little wider than your hips, not as wide as your mat, but a little wider than your hips. And then let the knees fall in towards each other. And just breathe there for a moment. Allow your low back to really relax here. Get heavy on the mat. And just hang out. Perfect. All right. From here, we're going to set ourselves up into Shavasana, and then I will leave you to relax in Shavasana for however long you want to stay there today. But let's set ourselves up. So if I were to stay here, I would just let myself stay exactly like this. Arms on my side. This is actually my favorite Shavasana position. Knees can be bent. You can have the knees parallel. You can lengthen the legs out. You do have pillows. So if you're not like me and you're using them underneath your head, instead maybe you stick one pillow under each knee and get a little lift. That feels fantastic, let me tell you. That's another goodie. But just relax. So once you find, again, we're in our own house, so I keep offering up the wall. I hope you're taking advantage of using your walls in your house. Maybe we'll do a wall practice, yin practice next week. I think that would be kind of nice. We all have a wall. So if you have to, you can take a picture down, right? But take some deep breaths. Once you arrive in whatever position your Shavasana is going to take for you today, allow your whole body to melt here. And this is where I'm going to leave you for the afternoon. Stay as long as you like, and I will see you again in the next video. For now, namaste, you guys. stay well. Don't go crazy in quarantine. And I'll talk to you guys later.